G'day viewers, Ivan here from Peak Offroad Equipment, Wetherill Park, Sydney, Australia. And you can see I'm in my working attire because Dave and I are putting a tent on this car. Now the reason you're watching this video is to see how this mounts to a low mount scenario where the rack is in the way. There's a couple of things we're going to show you as we go through, and what we did to one. This car itself is a 1600 wide at the top canopy, and the tent is only 1400 wide. Anyway, let's get started. It's a Ford Ranger, and we've got here a front runner roof rack, which is the same as a Rhino rack or whatever else. This rack used to go all the way to the end of there, like a normal dual cab canopy roof rack. Now, when we put the magic stick on here, as you can see up here, they're the load bars, and the tent will sit on the load bars. Now, in this case, this all really worked out well, except for this rack. Now, the customer's pretty handy. You can actually tie his own shoelaces, and he went and took the rack off and just cut the end off and put it down here. Remember, all these racks are modular, whether they be Rhino, front runner, whatever. They come in long extrusions and they're built this wide or that long. So he's brought this down so we can bring the tent down. Now you can see that's the top of the rack there. Now if we had to miss this rack, we would have had to lift this tent right up here to give that 40mm clearance. Now this little bit will not be noticeable here because the awning will be here. So we haven't put the awning on it yet, just so we can show you this. Now also, because this canopy is so wide, we had to push the tent, and you'll see in a minute on the other side what we're talking about is for the ladder access, and also the new wide rung ladder that Bush Company is now supplying with their tents. These mounts, there'll be a video one day I'll do on how to put a tent on. Now these mounts are in the down position. The only problem with this, as always a double-edged sword, is now the zipper is going to be hard to get to. But if we turn it inverted, the awning will be up here and it's a little bit high. So you need to pick. In this case, we're going to put it nice and low. All right, now the same thing is with these, we'll go to this back one. Now, because they're so wide, the rails were that much longer. Now, you couldn't put an awning on. So don't be afraid to cut it off. Even if the cut is bad, you always got a cap to cover it. So if you're really poor, like Dave, so everyone say hello to Dave. Dave's in the video again. Okay. Dave's finally doing something. Anyway, so as you can see here now, by the time you put the bracing bracket on, that we've got to be able to get to behind this and also cover that and also not hit the awning. Now, why we position the tent like this so far to one side, you'll see in a second. We'll go to the back of the truck. Now, this canopy has these large legs. Who makes this? This is a caddy storage one. As you can see, the tent is nearly all the way across. Now, this is 1.6 metres, and that means it'll be let me get my tape measure. I think it's 2 metres at the bottom. Let me go quickly, because 1950. So this is a wide canopy. Like normally they're 1800, and up the top here will be 1400. Now, if we put the tent in the middle and hung the awning on the outside, it'd look odd. And on top of that, you couldn't get to the ladder on the driver's side. So you can see we've pushed it up as far as we can this way until we've run out of bar. Excuse me, run out of bar to cut off. So we can't really bring it anymore to the driver's side. Now, when we put the ladder on here, they'll be fine. And when the gentleman, when Mum, his missus, gets in and out of it, you'll see where her handholds, he's got plenty of room to put a couple of handles on here, so a grab handle of one sort. Even in this instant, it will be a good towel rack. Stainless steel towel rack would be good. Just put it on, and you've got a grab handle to get in and out of the tent. Now, this is where the problems are with these ladders. It's not a problem, there is always a solution. Now, with the Bush Company tents, you get one of these. This is a low ladder mount, and you can get the high ladder mount. Now, you can see the incredible amount of difference. I'll put this against this wall there. You can see the incredible amount of difference against the white. It's a large, large difference. Now in this case, because we couldn't move the tent any further to the driver's side, we're going to put the high ladder mount. Now if we put that in there and just hold that up, let me just get around, Dave, so you can see. Now at 15 degrees, because these should be actually even further in, there is no clearance. Now there are other manufacturers and they've taken the top two of these rungs and just put the standard rung in, right? There is a couple of ways you can do this. You can either trim this or you can put some pinch moulding on. Pinch moulding is a door moulding that goes around the outside of your door. We're going to put the big ladder mount on here, and then the customer can either trim this or he can just try it with a pool noodle. Just get a pool noodle, cut it and put it on that, and then put that all the way. And you don't want the ladder really going so far out, because the further out you go, the more it wants to slip away. Now, in comparison, when you put this ladder at the same degrees, right, you've got heaps of room. Okay, there's the big difference between the old ladder and the new ladder. So with this angle of this canopy, it's actually physically at this angle. Anyway, this is the progress report. And so what we'll do is we'll go and finish off the tent, put the 270 Max awning on, and then we'll do a report and have a look in there. All right, let's have a go. See you in a minute. Okay, with the magic of editing, Dave's got to this point. Now, there was a change of plans. We did put the brackets this way, but when we put it on, it was way too close here. And then when we opened this, oh, wrong way. The awning will hit this when it's open, which we'll show you next when we do a full open up. But we've had to adjust the brackets on the up. Now with that comes another problem. It's not a problem, but it's there is a solution to it. Now the awning will be, a spring pole will be up higher. So let's go to the back, Dave. Let's have a quick look. This now will go up higher, if you can see, because the spring pole hole is just here, Dave, right there. Right, it's right there, and when your awning's out, you just can't do that. Right, now what we'll do now is we'll open it up and we'll do a final show and tell to show you how it all turned out. Rightio, we've come to the end of the job and it's all open and we're in the workshop part of it. First thing I'll show you is down here. We've utilised the spare CB mount or aerial mount and put a nice little luggy thing there. Now, like always with all these awnings, you don't tie them up level. That gives a chance for the awning to go fly up. You always tie them from parallel and down a little bit, so it can never flop up. So in this case, you see parallel will be up here. Can't go up, right? That's what you're trying to achieve. Like I said before, we had to put these brackets up because the way the door worked, in this case here, it might be a little bit dark, but yeah, this is how it's worked. All right, let's go to the back of the car. And the coverage on the 270 Max awning is pretty insane. We've tied this back just so the customer's here to have a look at it now. We've tied this back so it has access. This is a wide rung ladder. Now we'll talk about the wide rung ladder on the side. And I put it out to the customer, you can modify it or put edging on that, or you can pull it a little bit further out. He'll probably never use it on the driver's side, but the option is there. So why modify the ladder for that once in a time that you're going to need it on that side? You're better off having it at full rungs here. As you can see, the ladder is tied off. It is level on the rungs. It's level on the rungs. It's tied off here to, well, it's a matter of hooking it off. Because all these ladders, when you're going up, and will want to run away from you. So if you go more than the 15 degrees, when you're up, they'll go and you'll die. And you'll have a bad camping trip. Again, we've put the two lugs, so if you want to go up the ladder, you put the strap through and grab onto this side here. So that kind of finishes where we are. Dave's going to take a whole heap of photos. I'm going to put them in wherever they're appropriate. So let's finish up. I'll go to the front. Rightio, job finished. It's all been shined up by Dave. Washed, cleaned, apparently not. And it looks good. This is the finished product you get. Again, we'll just reiterate. He's cut this front rack down. It used to be here, but as you can see, if he didn't cut it down, we'd have to go higher than the tent. Again, when this is opened up, it looks really good. So we're very pleased. You could have done a better job of rolling up. We're very pleased with it. The customer should be very pleased. And if you want any questions about something like this, we're always trying to bring the tent down and bring the awning down. This is what you're trying to achieve. By the time he puts his max tracks or whatever else up here, this will be lost, the front of this. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. It's something different for us, actually having workshop, actually me doing stuff. Look, I've got dirty hands. It's not just all Dave. And we'll see you out on the tracks. Hooroo guys, enjoy.